What is up, guys? You got NotTheWorst here, bringing another Black Desert online video, and today we're taking a look at the patch notes for March 6th. Several things going on, a couple new events. Don't be fooled by class changes. It's not major class changes as of yet still. So let's first jump in and take a look at the events, just 3 of them going on this week. We've got a Seize Victory and Obtain Lightstone of Fire. This is for Guild League, participating in 10 Guild League matches. Will get your homies a rare Lightstone of Fire in there. Well, if you win a Guild League match, and then participating in 10 Guild League matches during the event, you'll get an additional one there as well. And then you can get any of the more rare red light stones. I know most people are trying to pick up those strike stones. Just as an aside, because I always see this, there's an insane amount of pre-orders, at least on NA, for strikes, and shadows are actually pretty readily available. PSA, there's a Lightstone set called Watch Your Back that has the same plus AP and then minus DP and evasion that All Out Attack has, and it requires no strikes. You just run 2 shadows with 2 rage. You get the same stats. The difference is this one has the dual strike will give you the 6% crit damage modifier, so 5%, I forget off the top of my head, and this one will give you 5 or 6, whichever it is, 5 or 6% back attack damage modifier. In some zones, that's actually strictly better than all out attack, especially in scenarios where you're back attacking like in excess of like 70% of the time in other mobs, and in other places it's like good enough anyhow, because we're usually using these in Olakita spots to try and get closer to that very high 1100 AP cap. So just want to throw that out there. It kind of blows my mind. Shadows are like readily available, and strikes like infinitely sold out, and you can't like get it, which is probably what drove this event. And you can 100% just go buy 2 shadow stones, put them in 2 rage stones, and you have a set that's just as good, in some scenarios slightly better than all out attack, and in some scenarios slightly worse. But like, yeah, just go do that and stop like obsessing over the strike stones. It's kind of wild. Anyway, just a little bit of knowledge there. Dalashane looking for special herb. We've got an event herb that can be gathered here, and it has different, it's not a straight up buff setup type. So you're gonna get this Dalashane's gift bag when you return it in. When you turn this in, and then you can select what reward that you want from here. It does have that drop rate buff plus monster damage, monster DR one, the kind of grinding one. We've got fishing one, life skill, etc., etc. And you can also open the gift bag, and you'll get inventory expansion or Alliance Tears. There's artisans in there, Cron Stones. It's a random set. I'm sure if you're me, you're just getting memory fragments, but you know, is what it is. Here's a list of all the buffs that you get that from each of those Subjugate and Housekeeper things. We saw these not too long ago. Drop rate's slightly less appealing with all the other drop rate events that are going on at the moment, but you know, is what it is. And then lastly, we got the March daily login rewards refreshed, which makes sense because they ended. Moving into the content updates, we have class changes, just one for all classes, and this is the max HP effect that exists has now been altered. So rather than increasing the max HP just period, like plus 1,000 or whatever, it's now going to maintain the current ratio of HP of current HP to max HP based on the increase. And then just noting, accordingly, they removed the HP recovery effect that was applied on the increased amount of max HP from both Wusa and Megu's e-buffs that exist on there. Scholar just gets a couple of class skill tweaks there. No major changes across that. For some content updates other than class changes, we have some ease of completion for 3 of the encyclopedias. They've essentially just reduced what is needed for some of the items in both Deves and Ewar Bartalis, making it quite a bit easier to complete. And then you'll see that the time limits on Herald's Journal was increased a little bit across the board on some of the more difficult ones to help you get that extra DP bonus. That one's HP. There might be a DP on the end of that one too, but it's HP for sure. No, I think there's no DP. Whatever. It's been a long time since I touched that stuff. Next up, we got guild skills and drill. Improvements have been made to some guild skills. The cooldown for guild skills that provide buff effects such as increased combat XP, life XP, and item drop rate have been unified to 4 hours, and the duration of the effects has been increased to 2 hours. Additionally, the higher guild skills that could be used with the Covenant of Blood, which was obtained through guild drill, have been changed to now be usable with just the regular ones, the Pledge of Blood. We hope these more powerful and upgraded skills, you can build closer friendship with your guildies. So you'll see that in the ones they're referencing here. Guru's Touch, Blessing of Fortuna, and State of Nothingness. So like before, I think the other luck one that used Pledge was like plus 2% drop rate. It's now 10%. You can use the higher grade one. Yeah, they list the ones there. Life XP 20 going, you can use the 41 with Pledge, and the combat one's now 200%, and skill XP 50% using the Pledge without having to do the drill item ones. Guild League updates following the optimization of loading speeds. We're carefully reviewing content occurring in the same locations like the Guild League and Red Battlefield. We've adjusted the strong protection effect, which provides a safe buffer for battle preparations after resurrection to accommodate loading times across various PC environments. Additionally, we fine-tuned the effect's duration to maintain its intended efficacy, even with the improved loading speeds. Basically, the buff that you have has been reduced from 10 seconds to 5 seconds, so that it can't be abused a bit since you're loading in quicker now. Could have just phrased it that way, but yeah, that's that. Item cup extraction item is now changed to just be an item. If you've ever tried to extract a cup, it was pretty wild, all the things you had to like accumulate and do just to make it, and slightly confusing, and also kind of made it to where you just don't want to do it in a lot of scenarios. They've completely alleviated that now, so you just get 10 Forest Furies, 200 magical shards, and then you can just pick up the vendor item, the Fused Crystal of Emotions, run that stuff, and you're done. So, and that's it, instead of all this like melt this, grab this other thing, and all that stuff that was very, very silly before. So that was streamlined. Another great QOL, heating sealed black magic crystals 10 times at once. You can drop in a black stone powder similar to most every other item that you're heating for these, and you will do 10 at a time now instead of just doing one or having to sit through mass process and then it doesn't proc or whatever, and you lost a minute and a half, 2 minutes of your life. They improved the display of alternative ingredients for cooking and alchemy, like lamb or deer meat, to have information in the descriptions and have icons to indicate that they can be interchangeable. So examples are listed there. Increase the number of items per purchase at Central Market on Ember of Resonance and the Cabos Fragment. Just a note, it's 5 now, but that only takes place if there's 50 or more registered on the Central Market. So I think for most regions, we're starting to see that happen with Cabos Fragment. However, Embers, you'll likely still only be able to get one. I assume it's going to be sold out for still quite some time in the foreseeable future. Next up for monster updates, we don't need to read the giant wall of text to just tell you what's going on here. They've adjusted the AP caps for some fairly unpopular zones for regular grinding. None of these are Dekia zones, but the list on that's Abandoned Monastery. I can't remember the last time I went there. Tunkuta, which is Tauros Paddocks, Gyphon Upper, Stars End, Secrea, Abyssal, Histria, Thornwood, Akhman, and Kratuga all had their AP adjusted, and then the HP of the mobs was also increased to kind of balance that out so that silver production there wasn't too high. Similar to what we saw with like Gyphon Underground a bit ago, they raised the AP cap from 800 to 830, and then they increased the HP of the mobs. The end result, though, was that the mobs get deleted even faster, which was pretty wild. Then they changed the recommended AP on several zones for it. Honestly, this doesn't even matter. The recommended AP is such a silly thing. It doesn't tell us really anything and is fairly misleading in several cases, but they've tried to streamline that to be a little more in line with what would be a recommended AP, I guess. Now, what they did add that does actually matter to tell you can you grind a zone or not is we now have a views total stats window that actually tells you what the AP cap is for the zone and compares it to your current AP. So what do I mean by that? First of all, if you're unfamiliar with AP caps, I have a video on my channel saying why your sheet AP doesn't matter. I highly recommend checking that out. I'll link it in the description if you haven't seen that before, where I kind of walk through this. If you are familiar, don't need to see the video because you know why sheet AP doesn't matter. So functionally what we have today is Thornwood Forest says 230 AP, 320 DP. Like I covered in that video, 230 AP is not the same thing across the board, right? When you have extra monster damage modifiers and things like that, it's very different. You could have one person that's 305 AP and they have something like 900 effective PvE AP, and somebody else at 305 that has like no black stars or whatever, and they're running like 800, right? Or 830, whatever, something very, very low. And those two people will have very different access to grind zones. So by putting something like 230 AP requirement, it can be really misleading because you don't actually know what that means. We now have this my stats where it shows you here's what your sheet stats are, who cares, and then here is you can change this so that you will see what the actual AP is. So the requirement here is 550 AP, and then it is 600 restricted. This is what we call the AP cap. They're calling it the AP limit, the official name on that. Having AP higher than 600 decreases the efficiency in the zone. Only 70% of the exceeded AP will be applied. We already understand how this works today, and thanks to all the hard work that people at Garmoth.com do, we've been able to see these caps after people test them in game. We now actually have them listed in game, which is amazing. And in addition to that, you can view what that stat actually is directly in that same window. So can I grind Thornwood Forest? It's recommended 550. It's restricted, so y'all hit AP cap at 600. Well, I have 688 with my current setup, so I'm already good to go. Obviously, you can modify this with additional buffs or what lightstone sets you're running, your crystals and that sort of thing to try and adjust around there. So super useful. And then they also have a tab that shows you what your extra damage to monster types are. Since Thornwood is Kama Sylvian monsters, we can see we're going to get an additional 26 monster damage, which isn't impacted by the cap either. So very cool updates. Super glad that finally got implemented. They had a different version of this on the global labs for a while, and it was pretty bad. It was literally just recommended. It was just this, but in the version of total AP, where it was just recommended numbers, and it was completely useless, to be honest. So I'm glad to see that the final iteration of that is actually extremely useful and very welcome. With that covered, let's jump on over to the Pearl Shop and see what we got going on this week. The 2+2 is back. We've got an encore. So for 8,000 Acoin, you're going to get 2 and 2 of the 4,000 Pearl boxes, and then another 88 stack being thrown at you for the 8th anniversary wrap up there. Obviously, this made sense profitability wise. I mean, they got me. I'm going to buy it again. I didn't even spend the pearls from it. I'm going to buy this again. We got an Eternal Gratitude pack. 1925 pearls, has a classic outfit box, 8 inventory slots, and then choose from a list of storage expansion for several spots or just 8 artisan memories. Then for silver, 8,800, a negligible amount of silver, 88 silver. You just get this nice little bundle with Aliens Tears, item drop scrolls, enhancing mats, and some life skilling buffs on there. We've got Salinar pack for Scholar, and then there's also going to be one for Corsair. It's 2720 pearls, so you get that Salinar outfit, and then you choose either the Cabellius or the Magnum Opus weapon set so that you have that. It comes with a title called Solaris Star. Scholar Night Veil, you also see this one for Corsair as well. 2720 pearls, same idea with that title. Select your weapon set, and then the Night Veil. You can see there it is for Corsair. And then you can get them just individually. Sorry, the Salinar is not for Corsair. I think I said it was just the Night Veil. You can get the Scholar Salinar outfit individually, just that without the weapon set. It does come with the title, same for the Night Veil and the Corsair Night Veil as well. Female classes have new Seniza underwear, 700 pearls. I don't know, people really changing the underwear on their character. I feel like you just get it, so then you have the costume buff of hopefully not breaking crystals and stuff on it, and that's it. Like, are they really changing that much? You can't melt the old ones for Kron, so you just have like 15 underwear sets. What? It's BDO, dude. What am I saying? You guys probably have every underwear that's ever been made. All right, we've got a new step up set across the board here. This one's not terrible compared to most ones I have, and I base that on it not being a whole bunch of RNG boxes like the last one that we had. But 2,200 pearls, you get basically a classic outfit, but from your choice of these here. 150 Kron stones and then 2 Advice of Valk. So this is roughly the same price of just buying the costume, and then you get these bonus items. Then kind of the same idea with the next one. 3,400 pearls, which is base price on getting a premium outfit, and then a bonus you'll get rare Kronstone bundle, mystical Kronstone bundle, and 2 60 stacks. Then the final one, 6,800 pearls, which to note is 2 premium outfits. Guess what? It's got 2 premium outfits. Then you choose either an additional premium outfit or 1,000 Kronstones. This is 7 different, so it's kind of whatever. Then you also get a rare Kronstone bundle and 2 70 stacks. So would I buy this? No. Is it better than RNG bundles? Yeah. Rare daily Kronstone pack. This one's kind of interesting. So 684 pearls, comes with 200 Kronstones, and then the rare Kronstone bundle. At surface value, this is actually not super great. The price on that is like not much better than paying full price on a premium outfit. However, since you have the rare Kronstone bundle, at a minimum, you're either going to re-roll it, but the lowest you're going to get is going to be 100 Kronstones. So this is going to come out to something like 2.1 or something like that pearls per Kron, which is pretty solid in general. This is going to be around the same as if you bought a premium costume at about, I think, like 38% discount, which we don't see, right? We typically see 25% off, and that's at worst case scenario, right? So let's call it 40%. I think it's 40% is a little higher, but basically you're getting a pearl outfit worth of Krons, or premium outfit worth of Krons for 40% off, and it's daily bundle. But that's a worst case scenario, right? Like anytime you roll higher than that, it's just infinitely better. So yeah, it is a daily bundle. Obviously, you'd want to be grabbing that throughout the weeks if you're looking for those. So yeah, not a bad way to spend the pearls if you're getting that 2+2 pack, just in my opinion. Similarly, the Daily Artisans pack is 10 Artisans for 125 pearls. Pretty straightforward there, 12.5 pearl per Artisan, which is pretty solid. So if you like Artisans, you're looking for them, not a bad way to go. Obviously, you got to catch those each day since they're daily. That's kind of the only drawback and why the sale on them is so good. Got a buff trial pack. It's 150 pearls. You're going to choose either a 3-day Book of Old Moon or Blessing of Commissylve. You get some bonus scrolls, 300% XP and life XP scrolls with it. Got a Fairy Growth Aid pack for 4,000 pearls. It's got 20 Thea's Orbs, 10 Dark Honey Wine, and 50 Layla's Petals. Then we have the Mount Growth Aid pack. It's 2,000 pearls. It's got 10 Mount Skill Change coupons, a couple of Courser Aura, 2 Laura's Black Worm Tea, 2 10-hour Mount Scrolls, and 1 Rare Courser Training. Then we have the level 2 of that, 3750 pearls. It's the same thing but bigger. 20 Mount Skill Change, 3 Courser Training, 5 10-hour Scrolls, 5 Courser Aura, 5 Laura's Tea. And then we have the Campsite, 20% off once again, so it's 3920 pearls if you're looking to pick that up. So there you go. There you have it for this week's patch notes and Pearl Shop. Let me know what you guys think about what's going on in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you get notifications when new videos go live. And if you'd like to catch me playing live, there's a link to my Twitch page in the description down below. Jump on over there, drop a follow so you get notifications for that as well. With that said, that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.